Hello and welcome to this very special presentation. My name is Chris White and I'm a leading expert on teaching private lenders how to get higher rates of return on their capital than they can probably get anywhere else. In fact, I built a seven-figure business doing the same thing I'm going to be talking to you about today, and I'm really excited you decided to join me. Now, you want to pay attention if you're a busy professional, a baby boomer, or retiree, because today I'm going to introduce you to a new method that's going to teach you how to safely and securely get higher rates of return on your investment capital or your retirement accounts tax-free without stressing over market volatility, so you never have to worry about losing money again. Dear friend, if you've ever lost money in the market or have investment capital that isn't giving you the high rate of return you want, then this will be the most valuable information you've ever heard. In fact, this new method is so safe, secure, and proven, the big banks and Wall Street money managers have been doing it for decades. And if you had to guess, how do you think it's working for them? Well, just ask yourself, who has the biggest buildings in town? Here's the deal. What I'm sharing with you today not only works for these fat cat bankers, but it's working great for me, and it's the exact method I've used to help my clients protect and grow their net worth over the last several years. For example, let me introduce you to Matt P. from Denver. Thanks to this new method, Matt has been able to safely and securely add $13,877 a month to his income and live life on his own terms. So who is this for exactly? Well, it's for you if you understand the value of real estate as the best investment vehicle to safely and securely protect and grow your investment capital. It's also for you if you want a totally passive, hands-off experience that creates a new and predictable stream of monthly cash flow where 100% of your principal investment is protected. So with that understood, let me introduce you to a little-known world called private lending. And the type of private lending we are talking about is not like anything you've heard in the past, because we are using it inside of a new method that we've designed from years of testing over $5 million in capital to figure out what works best. It's also important to know that my company does this full-time, day in and day out. What you're about to discover is something most folks don't even know exists. You see, most people try to generate investment income by following conventional wisdom, which says, let other people control your money and make the decisions for you. The problem with this conventional wisdom is by the time you need the money, you discover you have barely kept up with inflation. Often your principal investment has been eroded and the cost of living has risen faster than your investments. Now here's the good news. You no longer have to put your principal investment money at risk or accept low rates of return. With this program, you don't have to watch the stock market. You don't have to call your broker, and you don't have to wait for the next stock market crash. Now here's a thought. Well, actually it's more than a thought. It's reality for many of my private lenders. What if we could turn the tables on the banks and big Wall Street funds and grow rich safely and securely by using the same strategy they've been quietly using for decades? Listen, here's what happens. When banks make a loan, they do it with your money. This is the bank's secret game of spreads. And as I mentioned, the Wall Street hedge funds use a similar strategy to make money off of your money. Heck, I've even got a point of contact at a Wall Street hedge fund, a very nice lady who happily buys my real estate. So what most people do is they give their money to the banks, or they put their money into the market with a hedge fund, and what do the banks and hedge funds then do? Well, they are the contrarians who do what most people don't know to do. They invest their customers' money into safe and secure, predictable, cash flowing real estate, which gives them total control. These institutional investors, they contact people like me to buy real estate with your money. So here's a contrarian thought. Why not just cut them out so you can make higher returns more safely and securely? Well, the great news is you can. And how do you do this? You do it through a tiny, little-known world called private lending. Well, I'm sure you have questions about private lending. So let me just take a few quick moments to share with you how our simple three-step process works. So the first step is to find the deal. Okay, this is where my team will invest anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000 of our own money into a marketing method that we've developed from doing hundreds of deals. We call it the ultimate deal finding method. Now, what's important to know about this method is that anyone can buy a piece of real estate, but it takes specialized knowledge used inside of a proven process to buy what we call a true deal. So our ultimate deal finding method is what you might call our secret recipe. It's what gives us a big edge over our competitors and a very unique advantage in the marketplace for our private lenders. Okay, the second step is to fund the deal. This is where you would come in as our private lender. Now, this is a very simple, fast process that involves you wiring the money for the deal into escrow at our title company or legal office. I will never allow you to write a check directly to me or to my company. Your check will be made out directly to the closing agent for the gross amount of the loan. And in my program, all closing costs are paid by me. You, the private lender, pay no closing cost. Furthermore, there are no hidden fees like you have with the banks, the hedge funds, or even those multifamily syndication programs where everyone pools their money to buy an apartment complex, for example. This no-fee policy of ours is important when it comes to calculating the math in your return. If you haven't noticed, those fees make a big difference. It's a difference that could be costing you 3 to 5% or more. I should also point out our program is totally 100% hands off for you. You don't do any paperwork, you simply agree to make the loan and get the money to the real estate attorney or the title company when it's time. Our team handles all the rest. Now, when you receive your package after the closing, it will contain the original promissory note and a copy of the deed of trust to the property, which has been recorded at the courthouse. This is going to ensure that you are in control and have full protection. Okay, the third step is to find the buyer. And just like finding the deal, this is a step that our team handles completely. There's nothing for you to do here. We will invest our own marketing dollars to execute our ultimate buyer finding blueprint. So here's what we've learned when it comes to identifying the ultimate buyer. If we are going to maximize your returns, we need to be able to put another human being in the property, and we need to let them feel like they're the owner. This means we are not landlords. Instead, we are the bank. We don't deal with maintenance headaches or have to worry about our buyers trashing our asset like renters tend to do. Now, this doesn't mean we're going to give our buyer the deed or anything. We've still got the deed and all the security and all the control. But by finding the ultimate buyer, they are going to stay longer, pay more, and we are going to maximize our income. So to recap this simple 3-step process, step 1 is to find the deal. Step 2 is you fund the deal. And then step 3 is we find the buyer. You then get paid your 8% to 10% true return, no hidden fees, interest-only payments, so your principal investment is always protected. So let me ask, are you intrigued with private lending? Does the safety and security that comes with getting higher returns that are tax-free without the stress of market volatility or even having to worry about losing money again bring a smile to your face? You know, timing could never be better than now to be a private lender. This method works for doctors, dentists, chiropractors, lawyers, teachers, professional athletes, and even for those on a fixed budget. And it can work for you too. So here's what I want you to do next. Assuming this all sounds awesome, then go ahead and click on the button below to schedule your one-on-one 20-minute strategy session so we can get all your questions answered. And here's the bottom line. If you have an IRA or investment capital where your principal is eroding, or you're just not getting the high rate of return predictably that you want, or you're paying too much in taxes, well, then we need to talk. There's absolutely no cost. There's absolutely no obligation to do anything. At the least, it will be extremely valuable. So if you feel this might be right for you, click the button below this video to schedule your free, no obligation call now. I look forward to hearing from you.